The metric standard unit of temperature is the Fahrenheit degree. That is false. The metric standard is degrees Celsius. Iron has a density of 7.87 grams per centimeter cubed, and magnesium has a density of 1.73 grams per centimeter cubed. Therefore, 10 centimeters cubed of iron has a greater mass than the same volume of magnesium. Since these are the same volume and the density of iron is greater than that of magnesium, since this number is greater for magnesium than it is, or excuse me, for iron than it is for magnesium, the same volume of block will have a greater mass for the iron. The weight of an object increases with a decrease in gravity. That is false. The weight would decrease with a decrease in gravity. If this were to be talking about mass, mass stays the same no matter what. This is false. 1,000 grams equals 1 kilogram. Particles of a solid are more closely packed than those of a gas. That is true. We've drawn pictures and seen pictures. Solid looks like this. Gas might look more like this. Percent error calculations are always produce positive answers. The word always, of course, is a leery word. If you see that, you really think strongly about that. Can we get negative percent errors? Yeah. If we had like 13.1 grams minus 14.2 grams divided by 14.2 grams times 100, that would produce a negative percent. But that's because the observed value is less than the actual or true value. An object would have what kind of mass on Earth as on the Moon? The answer to that should be C, because it's talking about mass. If it's talking about weight, they would be different, but since it's mass, they are the same. Mass is the amount of matter in a item. Metric prefix centi means 1/100th. 0.01. The volume of 25 grams of water has to be 25 milliliters. C. And that is because 1 gram of water equals 1 milliliter of water, since the density of water is 1 gram per milliliter. We could have also written 25 centimeters cubed. Would be another way to show 25 milliliters. Density measures the ratio of mass to volume, choice C. For problem number 5, this number has 6. Since we're doing division, this one has 1. A 6 divided by 1 will give us 1 sig fig in our answer, because 1 is fewer sig figs than 6. Number 6, a property which depends on the size of a substance is called A or A. And if this is filled over the second page, it should be an extensive property D. Extensive properties are size dependent. Intensive properties, doesn't matter how much sample you have, it's always going to be the same. Example of an extensive property would be mass. Intensive would be density. Problem number 7. What is the density and proper sig digs of the cube that measures these dimensions? This number has 3, this has 2, this has 3, so that means that our volume is going to end up having 2 sig figs, and our mass has 4 sig figs. So we know for sure that choice A is going to be gone, because that has 3 significant figures. If you calculate your volume is going to equal 12.088 centimeters cubed, and that's by doing length times width times height. Then our density would be 42.66 divided by that same number we got for volume. 42 divided by 12, bigger divided by a smaller, is going to mean that C can't be a choice. And then if you actually do this, it gives you 3.528. We get 2 sig figs, so 3.5, choice D. Number 8, an object with a mass of 2.63 grams and a volume of 2.25 what's the density and what's sink or float. So 2.63 divided by 2.25. Since these are close to each other, it's going to have to be around 1, which means choice C and choice D are no longer options. Since this is greater, sorry about that. Since this mass is just a little bit larger than this one, 1.17 is reasonable, but then that'll also make this greater than 1, so 1.17. Matter is anything that does all of these. Choice D has mass, takes up space, exhibits inertia. Question number 10 should be choice D. And that's because if we're looking at these values, 9.8, 14.6, 7.95, if we peel one place value away, they don't all round to the same number, which means that they can't be either accurate or precise. Accuracy compares these numbers to the true value. None of those are close to the true value. And then as a group of 3, they're also not close to each other, so neither accurate nor precise. Finally, this problem, 27.75 minus 21 gives us 6.75. Since this is a subtraction problem, we have to look at place values. 27.75, the last 6 figs 5, 21, the last one's 1. Because this one is a hundredths place value and this one is a ones place value, we can only report our answer to the ones, which gives us 1 sig fig in this, which would be choice A. Problem number 1 for part 3. We know the 268, so we're going to write a K above that, question mark the meters. 268 inches. 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters. Inches can cross off. There are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. Our calculator gives us 6.807. 1, 2, 3 sig figs. 3 sig figs coming from right here. So 6.81 meters is the final answer to this question. Number 2, how many liters? Question mark. Knowing 92 ounces. Start with what we know. There are 32 ounces in 1 quart, which comes from right here. And then there are 1.06 quarts per 1 liter. Ounces cross off, quarts cross off. The calculator gives us 2.712. We have 3 sig figs, 1, 2, 3. The 1's followed by a 2, so that stays the same. 2.71 liters is our final answer. Finally, problem number 3. What is the mass? So question mark, kilograms. When we have a volume of 5 liters, this is a density problem. So the density is not one of the numbers that we know. What the density is actually a equivalent statement. So when you see a density, please write it as an equivalent statement. Start with what we know. We will put those 0.5 liters in the top left box of our grid. Trying to get from liters to centimeters cubed. And 1 liter is equal to 1,000 milliliters. And since 1,001 milliliters is equal to a centimeter cubed, 1 liter is equal to 1,000 centimeters cubed. Then we're going to use our density. 1 centimeter cubed is equal to 8.92 grams. Centimeters cubed cross off. 1,000 grams is equal to 1 kilogram. The calculator gives us 4.46 kilograms, and we have 3 sig figs in 0.500 liters, which gives us 3 here. Box your answer, so you're done.